Sup fellow kids, this is FMeister94 with another review. This time I'll be reviewing South Park Season 22, Episode 10, The Bike Parade. Let's get down to the review. Now, what is the episode about? After the boys get workers for the fulfillment center and Steven's promotion to manager, Stan, Carmen, Butters and Kenny get their orders fulfilled. However, Josh and his fellow workers have not given up yet. Who will win the bike parade? The lack of work with everyone striking who is working at the fulfillment center and people with their orders unfulfilled has given Randy unlikely business, with their need for something to take the edge off. Will these strikers give in? Will Amazon leave town? Will they come to some kind of agreement? Now, let's get into the episode. Starting with the Stotches, I was surprised the mall workers got into the center so easily, but let's keep on topic. Steven being the only experienced worker in there, he was promoted to manager. This allowed Butters to get the parts to make a completely new bike, made of gold and adorned with peacock feathers to the envy of Larry himself. It's quite funny how he's playing it cool, acting like he doesn't care about being in the bike parade or not. Larry's bike looks so shit in comparison. His groupies split so fast, but Butters, seeing how miserable his father is, says, he doesn't want anything more, but Steven corrects him how, Butters needs presents to himself, access to anything he wants to be fulfilled. This just makes me feel kind of weird. I guess Steven just thinks his son is really shallow, and he's doing out of love for his son. I guess those two pieces of shit can love each other in some way or another. Whatever, they're two horrible-ish people, I would say. But yeah, let's just get back on topic. I have to say, I found the mall workers working at the fulfillment center hilarious. The lack of human contact really shows with them hissing and how they jarringly contrast with their new environment. I guess the workers just worked 24 hours a day, that they turned completely feral. It never closed, but people still wouldn't try the mall because of the wider variety of inventory online. Guess it makes sense. I suspected that Steven's friend was Larry's father, but I wasn't sure. Still, the clarification is appreciated. But really... but yeah, Larry, I know your bike is clearly unclassed by Butters, and Butters is a piece of shit, but seriously, you're such a spoiled brat. Oh, good lord. Now, let's get to the boys. So, as a reward for bringing Jeff Bezos workers for his fulfillment center, he sent the boys their orders first. From what Stan, Kyle, and Cartman were making, they had what would most likely win the competition. I honestly would have been curious where they could have went with it. However, as Stuart is Josh's right-hand man, he was furious I wouldn't let Kenny participate. His lack of respect with him, flipping his father off, and as he was opening the packaging was hilarious. Stuart brought his son along to Josh's lectures on Marxist theory, where they brainwashed him into hating commodity fetishism. Kenny just has such a way with words, doesn't he? Stan as the translator to the audience. When they realize Kenny isn't willing to do his part as the Philippines, Carmen starts to have a panic attack, and he says he's going to shoot up the school, but Stan talking him down, the half-hearted voice of reason. They give up on the theme, realizing their own bikes suck. They lose faith, but they put so much work into it. Even Carmen was taunting other people about how they were going to win. They really have just made asses of themselves at this point. They couldn't really go back to just going in with their normal bikes. However, in hilarious South Park fashion, Kyle, Stan, and Carmen go on a crusade to get the bike parade cancelled, claiming it as insensitive. I like that Kyle doesn't get it at first, and Carmen has to explain it to him. In order to promote their agenda, they try to get glitter and glue from the town to realize all the shops in town are closed down, despite it being so close to Christmas. Everyone is down that a Christmas miracle is in order, which brings Santa, who came there because it is Mr. Hankey's hometown. Despite their pleas, Santa, after learning they drove Hanky out of town because of some Twitter shitpost, he leaves them with enjoy sucking Jeff Bezos' dick, you bunch of cunts. And It is so true. They dug their own grave. They should just lie in it. The bridge location is really a nice choice. I love how the whole conversation is Trey and Matt's frustration on how it is so hard to get South Park cancelled and how they need to get the show cancelled for everybody else, not themselves, which psychs them into genuinely being pissed off and furious about bike parades being insensitive. What can I say? It really is meta. The scene is just South Park gold and I love it. Oh, it generally just made me laugh out loud when I first watched it. When they storm into the mayor's office to demand the bike parade is to be cancelled, this leads to a confrontation with Jeff Bezos, which brings up that Kenny is the enemy to Amazon. So he orders Alexa to kill Kenny. Poor Kenny. All the scenes with the four really flowed nicely. It focused on the humor and it didn't get bogged down in social commentary, which I think is just extremely important, which does happen. They do get very much bogged down in recent seasons. Now, let's get on to the meat of the episode, which is Randy. Randy and Sharon are talking at the kitchen table with Sharon, urging him to quit the Tegrity Farm business, but Randy's just blaming Amazon for not giving him his packaging in order to advertise and make the business work. Towley is just sitting on the couch reading. One person comes to the door looking for weed, then another person who hasn't gotten a package, then a truck full of protesters. Before long, there's a traffic of customers looking for weed to take the edge off. Randy serving the customers and Towley bagging the weed. Despite his bitching, it turns out the fulfillment center strike is to Randy's benefit. Randy quickly realizes people going out here would want more than 1 ounce, giving Anderson Farms business too. However, they don't like that. So they get the idea to bring the weed to the customers on e-scooters. I like that when Towley brings up the suggestion, Randy remembers them as, what almost killed them, all on Halloween. It quickly falls more closely in line with Amazon that they start to kind of get, I suppose, hypocritical. I guess I do have to admit, I do like the personal touch of the door-to-door sales. Offers an interesting middle ground, like, having wheat spare for Jimmy's dad because, his wife wouldn't share when Towley went to Jimmy's door. Having an app to notify when their delivery is ready when he went to Larry's door. And even a subscription service, like when they go to Steven's house. I like that they have one subscription called Tegrity Elite, but they wouldn't want to go for that one, as elites don't have Tegrity. It's well paced and has some good jokes. But yeah, just knowing how it just is making that piece of shit so much money just makes me so goddamn freaking angry. It really does. Let's talk about Jeff Bezos and the whole strike. As I said earlier, Josh felt like they were going to wage war. Or Josh's speech, it just had the air to it that, was really like they were just going to wage war against anyone who even tried to pass the picket line. But we're just left with a relatively peaceful conflict between picketers and people who want their stuff. Jeff Bezos and Alexa are so damn sinister. Listening into Kyle's conversations with his dad and Kenny's conversation with his dad. It just makes me feel uncomfortable because, you don't know who may be listening in on your conversations. However, it particularly cracked me up, him tuning into some woman moaning, like, Jeff Bezos, is this something you commonly tune into? When Jeff, tunes into Butters, as he, opens his bike and Steven showing some pride despite how miserable he feels, to which Jeff sees as a good job well done, as the townspeople understand cooperation rewards fulfillment. His only obstacle now being Josh. Let's get into Josh. So, to spread his story, he FedExes himself to Washington to speak with Congress, then go back to South Park by UPS. However, he goes missing along the way, which Mr. McCormick tells Steven in a rage as he's going to work. The whole scene where Jeff orchestrates the kids to kill Josh. Getting Alexa to let the kids in, Jeff telling the kids that he's something wonderful for the bike parade and Finders Keepers. His screams, so much blood and guts. The mayor finds it even too much. But too late, bitch. And then she just feels sorry for herself in front of the townspeople. And on the upside though, the boys, goddammit, they're so transparent. He sees right through their claim that the bike parade is insensitive, knowing the only reason they want it to be cancelled is the fear of losing. Which makes sense. Now, on to the ending. Like, Jeff, come on, you gloat that people are coming back to work at the fulfillment center and thinking you've won. But like who? Steven, Gerald, and the mall workers? You really got ahead of yourself, and it felt so damn satisfying to get confronted by the whole town at your window. Nice revealing the fact that they were facing the wrong way, with Jeff being the one to bring it to the audience and mob's attention. Ending to a montage of the kids on their bikes and the townspeople watching the bike parade to the Colorado Town song. It's cute. We see all the kids on their bikes. Carmen is pulling Kenny's casket behind him, confirming Kenny was quickly dispatched by Alexa. Nice start seeing Garrison handcuffed out of the police station and Ned mauled viciously but still alive with Jimbo at his side, which, gotta admit, that is kind of cute. You say at least you don't need to suck Bezosian dick, but what, you're fine with sucking Randy's dick? Really? Ugh. Despite how much this episode sucked off Randy, I really liked this episode, and it wrapped up season 22 quite nicely. The boys were really on form, and the spread of weed through the town was relatively well paced. It tied up the plot threads in the season quite nicely. So, all that we left to be said is, I'll give this episode a solid 8 out of 10. Thanks so much to everyone for watching. What did you think of the episode? Feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. If you'd like to check out some more SPPD content, or South Park content in general, or streams on the streets like Pokemon Go, consider subscribing to the channel and ringing the notification bell. If you'd like to be notified on when I go live in the future on either Twitch or YouTube, you can join my Discord. The link is in the description down below. If you'd like to be notified whenever I stream South Park Phone Destroyer, consider hitting me up with a follow on Twitch. I stream SPPD at least 3 times weekly. The link is in the description down below. Thank you to everyone for watching. Until next time, fellow new kids, you take it easy. Goodbye.